are representing the Nelson and Key Shoe Spike Company.
Give your names.
My name is Camilla Nelson.
My name is Omar. People call me Peasy.
What capital?
Oh yeah, we got, between the two of us, we have $200K saved up for warehouse and manufacturing equipment.
And then the ease of creation.
Yeah, the easy creation, it'll take approximately a year to get it published, but due to us having $200K saved up, a few months to get the product going.
As for control, we chose partnership versus corporation because we don't really want investors with stockholders, and we can also like choose our own salaries, which is more beneficial in my opinion. So that saves us from double taxation. And then as far as liability, we're not selling dangerous products, even though like track and field spikes can be dangerous, but we will need contracts with other companies to sell our products. So I'm pretty sure liability will be controlled within the contract, but with the other companies. Yes.
Grace in the paper will be in the work den this afternoon, okay? Now, if you have not gotten an APA pamphlet, please get one. You will use it the rest of your time for 4 more years. And I'll tell you why in a little while. You've got them in the bookstore, there's $7 on Amazon. You can get them in the library just to use, but this class's papers were a little better than the first people, because y'all used the AP a little more. But even writing it out, you have to do double lines. You have to skip, right? The second page. On page 2, there has to be a small little number up there. For some reason, the number has to be in a font less than what you're using. So if you're using 12 point, you put the number in a 11 or a 10 point. First page, the heading goes over here, and there's several things that you need to put in the heading. Double spaced. I had one person did a footnote and cited my lecture. Okay, you don't have to do that, but you know there's a way to do footnotes. If you did not follow APA, if the heading is wrong, if you didn't put the number 2, if you didn't double space your lines, the highest grade you got was a C. But I went ahead on the papers, and if your content was good, I would check off and I would put up here that it was good. So you knew that you were on the right track. All right? Now here is the biggest mistake that people made in both classes, and I went over after class this morning with several people that came down and asked about it. Okay? In my opinion, how do you spell opinion?
O-P-I-N-I-O-N.
Therefore, what? Thus, I think. Those are transitional phrases that have no place in business communication. All right? Those are English paper, history paper words. All right? David, your paper was good. I was telling some of them that were good. So don't put that. I know it's in your opinion. It's got your name on it. Your boss knows it's your opinion. It's got your name on it. All right? If you say Johnny and Amy, don't repeat Johnny and Amy 5 times in the paper. It takes too long. They, 2 investors, couple. Be creative and don't do the same thing over and over again. All right? That makes it hard to read and it's unnecessary. I won't say whose this is. Somebody may recognize it. Since Johnny and Amy have been promoted in the company and wish to guide the company to better success, and can't read that, and angry stockholders are second guessing, they need new management. All right? Don't repeat the facts that I give you. All right? That's waste of time. Remember, in your midterm, the facts that you get in your midterm, you're going to probably have one page for one, and you're going to have one full page for the second. Maybe more with double spaces. Double spaces, you may end up writing 3 pages to cover 2 fact situations, because each fact situation is going to have 3 or 4 issues. So don't repeat the facts. I know what the facts are, that's just a waste of time. Many people said they need to consider the 5 decision makers. All right? What's the rule with that? You got to tell them who they are. You got to tell what they are. If you're going to say, need to consider 5 decision makers, don't say which are or are comprised of colon, capital D, control. Okay? Use your punctuation. Use colons. Use semicolons. Remember how to do that. Ask your English teacher how to do that. But you can use a colon a couple of times in one of our tests, and it saves you time. You don't have to say which are, so forth and so forth. Several people had sentence fragments. Almost always, in fact in 6 years, almost always, somebody puts a sentence fragment after a sentence that's half a page long. Okay? Johnny and Amy need to consider the 5 decision makers, which are so forth and capital and money, and you do a whole paragraph. There's one sentence. And then the next sentence is, and they do, or they may do, or and it's not a sentence, it's a fragment. Short, concise, declaratory sentences. Everybody know what a declaratory sentence is? Right? And you're better off. I had a couple of people in this class need a contract. Period. That's all. That's all they put. Right? If you list any issue that we've got up here, if you list anything that we've talked about, that I've taught you, and you say they need a contract, you need a colon, offer acceptance, consideration, or you need a sentence, but you need to tell me why they need a contract and what is a contract. That makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, that's just common sense. Anytime you mention something to your boss, you need to tell him what it is. He may not know. And that's what we're trying to do. Tyler, yours was maybe the best, was an A paper, but you got a fragment. You talked about contract issues, you talked about what the contract was, and then you said the only consideration left to do is get enough employees, a small warehouse, and material. That's a fragment. Okay? You need a noun. The only thing they need to do. And that makes it a sentence. All right, but you can't just use verbs. And the next sentence was, with the help of HR, this is very possible. I just threw a line through that. Okay? That's not a necessary sentence. If you wanted to say they needed to use HR, you should have confined it in to the sentence itself. With the help of HR, they can do the following. Instead of having one sentence that's a fragment, and then a statement that, I don't like sentences like you would put in a letter to your parents. Okay? You know, I'm going to make a B in biology. If I study harder, I might make an A. Okay, that's a letter to your parents sentence. That's not a business sentence. Does everybody understand the difference of that? Okay, business sentences carry weight in the sentence. Okay, just if you took the sentence out of the paper, out of the memo, that sentence would still mean something. So every sentence has got to be weighty. It's got to be weighty. There's a great word that you learn in law school. Gravitas. Gravitas is Latin for gravity or weight. And we're taught when we write something to a judge, it has to be gravitas. It has to be weighty. It has to mean something. All right, and that's what you do when you write a business letter. I put the grades in. When I leave this class, I go to my office and put the grades in. In a couple of weeks, all of those grades will be wiped off, and we start back from scratch with just a midterm in our class participation grade. Class participation, you're going to get an email this afternoon that says that from this point forward, attendance will affect class participation. I told you the first day that it did not. Well, attendance sucks. Y'all are a little better than the other class, but we still are missing almost 40% in every class. Y'all have a classmate in here that sends me a doctor's excuse, and the kid must be on his deathbed, right? Because he hadn't been here yet. And he schedules every doctor's appointment for 11 o'clock Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So from now on,
You said start like right now, like today?
not today, starting Friday, starting Monday, whenever I say. I'm going to send you an email today. I'm going to send you, huh?
You trying to look out, like start that Monday, because I ain't gonna be here Friday. This is the one day I ain't gonna be here though.
Well, you know, I'm not going to punish somebody for not coming one day when you've been here every day. All right? It doesn't affect, in fact, I'll send an email that says attendance sucks. It doesn't affect a single person in this room. I know every one of you, I can look and tell you exactly how many times you've been here. It doesn't affect a single person in this room. But there are 15 people that aren't here. And when I give you a midterm, you're going to have a midterm grade. All the practice tests are going to be cut out. And you're going to have a midterm class attendance grade. Hopefully they're both A's. But somebody that isn't here, that's a good student, they may make an A on the midterm, but they may make a C on the class participation because they've been here twice. Is writing it, and somebody else says, okay, I think we need this paragraph for the workers' comp, and okay, what about health and safety? Okay, we need this paragraph, and a draft is done. The draft is passed around to everybody, and everybody says that looks great, and then the final one's typed. All right? That's a business group. And that's what I'm trying to get you to do. This isn't just a throwaway exercise. No grade, all right, because I don't believe in grades, but it is class participation, and it educates you as to how to work in a group. Now, don't be shy. Is anybody having trouble finding anybody? That's great. That's good. Okay. Any questions about anything I've said so far? Okay. My son spoke to the other class Monday. He's going to come speak to y'all in the next week or so. I think they enjoyed it. All classes enjoyed hearing from him.